Hello, hello, my hey, I got something to say. Come on. How many people love this woman? If you don't know her, you're going to love her, and she's perfect for the holidays. Rochelle is in the house.
It-
Hello, Rochelle.
Hello,
You
what's
know,
going
I should
on,
bring you
Sam?
back for New Year's too. I mean, you would be perfect for that.
Let's do that. I'm open for anything. You know this.
So, for those of you who don't know, Rochelle was on my Let's Keep It Real podcast. So, you'll have to tune into that. And then I thought, wait a minute. She's perfect for the women around the world that want to make a positive, powerful difference and the men that support us. So, I brought Rochelle back on just in case you don't listen to both. And this time, we're focusing in on one specific thing, which I have a ton of questions for you. Her positive message for women around the world and men that support us are: you are more powerful than you realize, and the world is waiting for the brilliance only you can bring. So that's what we're going after. And I got so many questions for you around that subject. We'll get in as many as we can. As I always tell you, you can always reach out to Rochelle if we don't get your question in. Before we do that, I have to tell you about her. Rochelle, Slay Queen. God, that's just so awesome. Hemingway, oh, I forgot that part, is a highly decorated United States Air Force veteran who served 30 years, rising to the prestigious rank of Command Chief Master Sergeant. Oh, my God. As the founder of, that's, by the way, that was a whole nother lifetime, and you have to listen to Let's Keep It Real. As the founder of
Yes.
Slay to Success, she empowers women professionals, particularly veterans, to embrace their authentic personal brand and unlock lucrative opportunities. Amen, sister. Financial abundance.
All day.
A dynamic keynote speaker, personal brand expert, 4 times author, and certified image consultant. She gave me some advice. I took it. Rochelle is passionate about inspiring women to step confidently into leadership roles with purpose and power. Rochelle, I really
Yes.
appreciate you taking the time to come back on the show.
Oh, I'm always looking forward to our time together. This is absolutely amazing. It's a highlight of the week for
All right.
sure.
So we're going to dive right into your positive message for women and men that support us around the world.
Yeah.
And well, I got pages again. And the reason I get pages from my peeps is, okay, Sandy, we get it. We get
Yeah.
it. We
Yeah.
get it. We get it. Yes, I'm unique, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But it's really, really hard. I hear it over and over again for them to remind themselves of that. And you know why. I mean, especially because my peeps are wonderful, amazing, loving, kind-hearted people who seek self-growth. What they can't get out of, and I'm going to just say what this one woman said. Okay, she calls me Weston. Okay, Weston, you can ask Slay Queen. How does she not compare herself to all the people doing amazing things on social media? Now, I know what you're going to say. We don't really know. It looks better than it is. But my brain doesn't my brain doesn't tell me that. I know I'm magnificent, but I don't know. I'm just not feeling that way anymore. I'm 49 and drowning. Help me, help me. We'll call her
Oh,
Sally. I love Sally
yeah.
Bell.
That is very hard. And that's real. That's a real struggle that I have to counter all the time because there are so many people out here on these social media platforms sharing what they do and how they do it. And you're like, man, they're amazing. But I had to get out of that thinking. One of the ways that I continue to do that is in my mind, in my head, I'm always saying, stop dimming your light. Okay. Yes, they're out there doing amazing things, but you are amazing too. You have a lot of information, stories, expertise, whatever the case may be, that is uniquely to you. So not every story is the same. So yes, they are sharing and you're thinking, "Oh wow," but I'm always looking at how can I own my worth? How can I own and be in my lane? My lane is to support and advise women professionals, especially women veterans. So my experience is much different than someone who's never walked in the
Mm,
military as a woman. And that's what I share. So finding the one thing, if you will, or two or three, because we're multi-layered in a lot of ways, right?
yeah.
We have a unique story. Our voices matter, right? We have untapped potential that's waiting to be unleashed. And the social media can get us into a whirlwind of looking at a comparison. Say what you need to say and step away from social media for a minute. You know, if you
Mm,
create a post, you don't have to answer right away because that then leads into all this other stuff, right? What I do is post in the morning and then I go back in the afternoon or the evening and I only speak to my audience, the people who are engaging with me. It's a way for me to create boundaries, for me to
mm,
see what everyone else is doing. I do networking on the platforms, but only with the people that are in alignment with what I'm doing.
gotcha. All right, I want to stop right there because I want to really, really emphasize the one thing you just said that you say to yourself, your internal dialogue,
Yeah,
stop dimming your light.
yes. I say that a lot to myself because I did a lot of dimming in the military.
Mm,
You know, when you're a woman and maybe being the only woman in the room, and you know that you're going to be presented with a lot of men who are opposing, that makes you want to shrink. It just automatically you're like, ugh, well, I'm not even going to deal with that. So for me in this next chapter, I have to constantly remind myself that I need to continue to shine brightly. My dad used to affirm myself or affirm me when I was younger. He's no longer here.
mm,
And so I know for me that I have so much to offer to the world and I have a lot to bring to the table. So when I feel like it's too much, it's probably not too much
yeah, yeah,
because of the way that I've been programmed. Even, even if you hadn't been in the military, society looks at women as being second class citizens, sometimes third class citizens, if you will. And it's like, no, you just be quiet. You're right. You don't have to say too much over here. But I realize that I have a lot to offer. So I'm just pumping it up every single time. I'm like, okay, because I know it's not all the way. It's not 100%. It's probably
yeah,
80%.
yeah. And I love that. I mean, they keep saying, Sandy, they want real takeaways. They comply to their life immediately. And I
Yeah.
think just saying that to yourself, that you have a lot to offer and stop dimming your light, because we all do. We all catch ourselves going, oh, I'm not that special. What am I?
Yeah, exactly.
Shine bright, baby. Okay. So what about, we're going to skip ahead to Betty Boop, who said,
Mm,
okay, Rochelle has an amazing story. These people, I love these people. But Sandy, wait, where is it? I want to make sure I get it right. Sandy, I don't have an amazing story. I have two parents that loved me, supported me. I got two kids. I like my husband most times. I don't have anything magnificent that happened to me, yet I love helping people. Slay Queen, she's got a lot to offer. I mean, look what she's accomplished. I'm just a mom with no big story. Can you help me?
okay.
I,
What's her
I
name again?
love the way she's
What's her
like,
name
and I had
again?
two parents that loved me, and
What's her name again?
they want to be anonymous, so I call her Betty
Oh,
Boop.
okay.
Yeah,
Well, I am most positive that she learned a whole lot from two parents who actually loved her, that she can provide that insight for new parents who are trying to raise these children in this world today. What are the tips, strategies, some of the structure or discussions, whatever the case may, rearing, did they use that made her life the way that it is? And then, okay, I don't use the word just. Just is out of my vocabulary because that then it just minimizes. I'm just a, I'm just this, you know. No, 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 no. You are a mom who raised, I'm sure there are great human beings, and that's all we need in this world right now. We need great human beings.
Amen.
You know, so she needs to give herself a lot of credit because there's a lot of stories that she can share about how to raise a child in this world
Yeah.
and what became of them.
I love that.
You know, a
I
marriage,
love
that's
that.
good. You know, you can provide marriage tips, advice on how to maintain a relationship that people can't seem to figure out. They're on number 4 or 5, husband or wife or other. You know what I mean? It's you could put this wherever.
I got
So
it.
you know what I mean? So I think
Oh, I
that,
love it.
people
I
just
love
need
it.
to like really figure out like
I love the word. Tip number 2. I got number 1 again. I'm going to repeat it. Stop dimming your light. And number 2, forget the word just. But you're
forget
right.
it.
By the way, when I have people that are working with keynote keynote speeches and I'm helping, some people say, "Yeah, I don't have a story," and they think they don't have a story. Like I wasn't, I don't have any horrific thing that happened to me. I grew up in the sub, and they don't feel like they're special because they don't have that, and that's not true.
It's not true. This positive reinforcement, right? The positive attributes that were instilled in them,
Yeah,
how can they now help others who may potentially are struggling with that? That's the way you need to look at that. Flip that script. You do have a story. You have many stories.
yeah, I love
You
that.
know,
Such a big reminder, and you're not just a mom.
you know what? Mom is a full-time job. I didn't appreciate being a mom until I had our son. And I was like, this is a full-time job. No, if I I can't handle this, right? I went back to doing my job in the military. My husband and I were both active duty, so we're both serving in the uniform with the baby.
Mm.
So, handling the household is a full-time job because our household was looking crazy. We had, I said, managing schedules and all that,
Oh
that's a
my
full-time
god.
job.
Mm. I
So
love
yeah,
it,
those are
and I like
skills
it,
that
but
you
don't minimize yourself, like, you
don't
got
minimize it.
yeah, you have so, I wanna go embrace your story, I think we touched on it. I wanna
Yeah.
go to the next point because I did get questions about this. Take one bold step every day, and a bunch
Yeah.
of women had asked me, "What do you do specifically to take one bold step?" Like, how big is it? Like, is it
Oh, it's not always big. It's sometimes it's very small.
is
Um,
going to the dentist count? Because 'Cause I'm going to the dentist, and I feel like that's a
yeah,
bold step for
that's
me.
a bold step because I don't like the dentist. Like a lot of
Me
people
either.
don't like the dentist. I say
Yeah,
half of the world doesn't like the dentist.
okay.
But that is a bold step. You know,
See?
I think so I'll just give an example for today. I went to a networking event and we were talking about this earlier. And networking, you're to have a goal. You meet 1 or 2 people, that potentially would understand your business is in alignment, right? It takes courage to go up to a stranger and start talking to a stranger. As little as that is, that's a bold step. Like I made a
That's
bold step
huge.
to someone I had never met before. I introduced myself. I was sharing with her about the business and we had a dialogue and I thought it was positive. But then when I walked away from, I'm like, man, Rochelle, big ups, big ups. You went up there to her, and
Oh my God, I love that. Big up.
it takes
Big
a
up.
lot, but that's a bold step, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Saying yes to maybe a challenging opportunity. And it doesn't have to be anything big.
Mhm.
I have some people um who are interested in working out, right? Getting started in their exercise regime. That's a big step to take if you haven't done anything in a long time. But when you decide, hey, I'm going to take a 10-minute walk around the neighborhood, to me, that's a bold step because that's
Mhm.
something that took energy, effort. You had to make a decision. You had to follow up with that. You
Mhm.
had to actually do it. And if you haven't done it in a while, to me, that's being bold.
Yeah.
That's saying that's messaging, right? That's messaging to yourself. Hey, I'm going to be taking care of myself. Hey, look, neighbors, I'm out here walking around. All right. I know it's 20 degrees out here, but I got my jacket on. I got my gloves on out here. I'm making this thing a thing.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be, glamorous. All right. Cleaning up your office. That's a bold step. I know
Mhm.
for me, that's one of the things that I need to do. Looking around here, I'm like, yeah, I need to do this. Right. It's a challenge.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a matter of, I always tell myself some days they're big and some days they're
Yeah.
small, but
Yeah.
putting myself out there, it just conditions me more, to
It
take the bigger
does.
ones.
To take the bigger ones. And
Yeah.
if you can have consistency in the small,
Yeah.
bold, brave moments, like you're talking about the magnitude of what you could potentially do, it
Mhm.
becomes more apparent. You're like, oh wow, like
Yeah.
I can do this. I can do this.
So, Rochelle, when you get up in the morning, do you have
Yeah.
a specific routine that
Oh
you
yeah.
do every single day?
Every single day.
Because, a lot of what you're talking about, is how you show up in the world and resetting your head.
Yes.
So what is it you do to get yourself in this positive, powerful mindset to slay the day?
So slay the day, y'all. So first thing, I get up, of course, and I'm gonna be very detailed because I think that it could be something for the audience and kind of give them a
Yeah.
picture or visual. So I get up, I take my phone off of the charger because it's on the charger. I go to the bathroom. I do a little bit of like looking because I just make sure that no one has reached out to me in emails or whatever. Come out. I don't even brush my teeth. I don't do any of that stuff. I go straight downstairs. So we built a gym over our careers because I knew in my retirement that I just did not want to like drag myself out to some place. I knew I wanted to do,
Mm.
some of the business stuff, but I wanted to be mindful of my time. So I go to my gym. All my clothes are down there in the gym, and I change right there for my bed clothes, and I get into my workout. And my workouts usually last anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour. It's my time. Everybody knows here in the household, it is my time. Um, and there, I just really start to think about what my day is going to look like. I do positive
Mm.
affirmations. I'm talking to myself. I'm doing challenging workouts because, again, I want my endorphins high. I want that dopamine rush. So when I have these negative things that pop into my head, I can be reminded, you know what you did this morning, Queen? You did 25 burpees, okay, with some weights. And you did sprinting at my age, 52. That right there is just sprinting on a treadmill, you know. But I'm reminded
Yeah.
I'm doing hard things, I'm doing challenging things. This is good for you because now when you go into your day, I go come back upstairs, I get dressed for the day. I don't put on pajamas. I don't go and put on robes. I don't do any of that because for me, or I don't even put on sweats. Sweats don't come until the evening time when I'm done. I like to be ready and prepared for the day. It makes me feel good. It gives me more energy. I put on makeup. I make sure my
Yeah.
hair is good. You know what I mean? These are just little things that can get your mindset where it's not just so focused on, oh, the road job, I don't know what I'm doing. No, I bring my own energy, and I think that's important. And we need to figure out how to boost our own selves up.
You know what's funny is even when I wouldn't be seeing anybody virtually, I gotta it makes me
Yeah,
feel better just but wait, I didn't realize that even just it's just the weirdest thing, but even me having furry moccasins don't
yeah,
make me feel as powerful. I put my and mine are fun sneakers, so I'm not talking heels.
yeah,
But when I
yeah,
have shoes on
yeah.
versus furry moccasins, even though I'm totally dressed,
That's
I
right.
feel different. Like my feet,
Yes.
even when I'm working and I'm not even doing a Zoom call.
I challenge the women that I work with. This is their challenge for a week to get up, and you don't have to be working out, but
Mhm.
just to get up and get fully dressed as if you're going somewhere
Yeah.
and look and pay attention to your attitude. Pay attention to how you're feeling versus putting on a sweatshirt, sweatpants, fluffy slippers, and rolling around in your house doing whatever. I think it makes a huge difference because I'm like, I'm ready. I'm ready for
Yeah.
anything. And I feel good.
Yeah. It's and I know like there are times I have my fitness clothes on because I'm training someone. So that's different. Like,
That's
but
different.
even then, I want my outfit and I'm not even
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. One of the things that people always ask me too, they're like, where do you get your clothes from? How do you put things together and so forth and so forth? And I said, you know what? I love showing up and getting compliments. I absolutely love that. I don't know any woman who does not like to be complimented
Good for
about
you
how
saying
they are
that.
showing up.
That's
And when they
true.
say, "Oh my goodness, you look so nice. You look so put together." Wow, that's, it makes you like feel like, "Wow, okay, I'm onto something. I love this. Let me do this again."
Oh my God. I
Because
love you have
I
all
don't
these
want to feel
years.
I don't
Yeah.
want to feel invincible. I don't want to feel like I'm less than or an afterthought. I don't want to have that feeling. And that's a lot of times when we age, that's sometimes what how people feel. Like I'm no good to anybody. Like I'm just here. Like, oh no, no, don't do
I
that.
had I'm, uh, I'm meeting someone later, right? For
Yeah.
and she said, I just want you to know I'm not going to be dressed because I'm, doing things around my house, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Right. And I go, okay.
Yeah.
So she's like, so could you not do all that? And I know what she meant because my colors are both. And I go, no, I will be showing up in whatever I'm showing up. And you show up however you want to show up. I get it. Like she's decorate, whatever. And I remember years ago, someone said that to me, Michelle, like, do you really have to do all that? And I go, no, but man, I love to. And that was
Yes.
it. I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I guess I had lime green jeans on, because I'm a bright.
People people want you to level to do this, right?
I
We're
don't
here
know.
and they want you here because it makes them feel better. And it's not a them. Okay. We're talking about us as a person on what we want to do, how we want to present to the world,
Yeah,
right? So again, we get into what other people are saying. And I said, no, this is what you're gonna get
yeah.
every single time.
And I don't care,
And
you could wear all black and you love it. That's not like
exactly,
I
that's your
don't even
thing.
own it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, this is what I like. So this is what
I
I'm doing.
love bright colors. So and
Yeah,
that's what I'm gonna
yeah,
do.
yeah,
All right. So I knew this was gonna happen. I need to ask a little bit about the surround yourself with uplifting energy. And they all get it. But
yeah.
the sticky wicken is there's people that have been in their lives forever or family, and they really, especially around the holidays, don't know how to limit it.
Mm. This is interesting. This is a whole segment. I
I
have
know.
gotten this question or for advice on this. Um, I realized that my family weren't necessarily my clients. I thought for sure that they would buy the books, they would, join me on, speaking engagements, all this other stuff, right? And then I realized they're supporters, right? They support me, and that's fine in that aspect. What I'm talking about are yeah, well, I'm just trying to be real, right? I like to be around people who dream big. Okay. I like to be around people who have a high level of confidence. I like high frequency. I like that energy. I like people who want to celebrate wins. I just love positive energy and people who are going to uplift it. Like their cups are filleth over. All right. And they have overflow and they're giving, and helping you. And a lot of times, again, our family members, they don't quite understand that, right? Some of them
Do.
are in their own zone, and that's a comfort zone. They love to be there because it feels good and it's safe and there's no risk involved. And we can do the same things over and over again, and you're going to get the same result. That's not what I want. Okay. So I
Yeah.
create boundaries. That's why I'm so big on, like, how do you engage with these folks? What is your method of not talking to people who are going to bring you down? Do you need to answer every phone call that comes up with the person that's behind the phone is not going to bring you any good news? Okay. Then you need to like figure out a way to communicate with them without being disrespectful or being mean or anything like that, but provide a means to not engage with them on a frequency that you're not going to be able to get out of. It could take you weeks. Sometimes when you're talking to one individual, it could take you weeks to get over the conversation. I don't want to do that. All right.
That's
So
true.
I want people in my life who make me feel unstoppable. That's what I want, right?
And I just want to make sure I got this clear and I'm hearing it right, Rochelle, that with the family, especially around the holidays, you still are setting strong boundaries of how much
Yes.
you're going to engage in them.
Do you need to go to every event? Do you need to go to every little meet and greet with the family? I
Pick up
mean,
every phone
most men,
call. Yeah.
every phone call, you know,
Limit.
you got to limit yourself and you got to, sometimes it's not even saying it, it's an actionable thing. Again, I don't answer my phone right away for some folks, especially when I'm having a really great day.
Oh my, I get it. I get it. No, 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 not today.
Not
Not
today.
uh-uh.
Somebody better be in the hospital. Okay, that's what I want to see, a text coming around somebody in the hospital. Then okay. But if it's, hey, I'm just calling to see how you doing. Not today. Not today. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe the day after that. Or maybe not. All right. I'm big on it now.
Rochelle, I want to sum it up because I just want to make sure, and we're going to have to bring it back. Well, just for
Yeah,
excuse because I love you. But
that's right.
I want to just make sure the audience gets this in. The big four takeaways that I got for them, and then you
Yeah.
can add them, because I don't want it to be too much. Number
Yeah.
one, shine bright. Stop dimming that light. Just tell yourself
Shine
that
bright.
every day. Two, you're not just. everyone's got a story. Even the woman that says she's just a mom. No,
There's challenges with that.
bold moves every day, big or small. And I
Yep.
love the way that you went to the networking event, went up to a stranger and you told yourself, you rewarded yourself and said, big ups, Rochelle.
Yep.
And the fourth one, which is big right around now, you don't have to pick up the phone. You don't have to go to every gathering. You don't have to listen to every conversation. And you know those people that are going to lift you up. And they may not be your family, and that's okay. So call them back tomorrow, the next day, after the holidays. You choose.
That's
Be
right.
really conscious of those boundaries.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Is there anything before we wrap up that we didn't get in that you want to get in? Rochelle SLAY Queen.
SLAY Queen.
I just
I
love
just
saying
say,
that.
y'all, this is 2025 is here, y'all. Okay. So we just need to continue to think about how we're going to reimagine ourselves in 2025 and all the things that we talked about in here. What are you going to do differently? You know, challenge yourself. What is it that you want to do differently? Because you have the ability to do whatever you want to do. If you put your mind to it, you know, and realize that the world is waiting for you. You
It
know,
is.
you are very brilliant. You're an amazing human being. So why? So why even think anything less? I know I don't. So keep on slaying. All right. So you
Let's
can't
end
slay
on
no more.
that one. That's what I want. That's what I want. And remind yourself to surround yourself with people
Yes.
and keep reaching
To
high. I
uplift
love
you.
that. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. I love that. All right, hey, I got something to say, people. Come on. I know Rochelle has to come back on. You love her. You love her. I love her. Every time I'm on with her, my energy goes up, and that's what we want for you. If we didn't get your question in, you can reach out to Rochelle. How should they reach out to you, Rochelle?
Oh man, number of different ways. Y'all go on LinkedIn, just put in Rochelle Hemingway. I'm there every day. YouTube channel, Slay to Success. I have my website, www.slaytosuccess.com. I have my email, info@slaytosuccess.com. You can also find me on IG at the Slay Boss Lady. And yeah, I'm out there. Even just Google me. Just Google
And if they
me.
want to book you for an event, which they're going to want to book you for an event, how do they do that?
Absolutely. Just go to my website. There's a form there.
Okay,
Just
cool.
fill in information.
What about your book?
I'm there.
What about your
I've
books?
got I got 4 books, y'all. So they're all on Amazon. So go to Amazon, put my name in there, Rochelle Hemingway. They'll all pop up.
All right. On that note, guys, I love you. Have a great week. Have fun. We would really appreciate you sharing this episode, even just with one person that you know could benefit from us. Right? Yeah.
One person.
Just share it around. You know what I'm going to say. Until next time, Rochelle and Toodles.